This is on the compression stroke of top dead center on cylinder 1. So I need to aim this guy. I already marked it earlier. Let's see here. When this is put together, this is cylinder 1 spark plug, and I put a little blue 1 right there. I don't know if you can see that. So that is where the rotor needs to be aiming at right now. So as we put this in, it will rotate slightly counterclockwise. So if we want it to be, and this is where the bolt goes through right here. Let me put the bolt in. This is the bolt I had to go buy because I bent it when I tried to get that loose. I had 2 wrenches on there and I went, "Rah," and it just bent the crap out of that one. Actually, I never showed you guys, did I? This is the bolt. Anyway. Okay, so this is our movement, and this is where we're aimed, and we need to be like right here. So yeah, so that's good. Right now it's on top dead center on cylinder number 1 on the compression stroke, excuse me. So the timing mark down there, I put a little blue on it. It says 0, and then you can see the little notch, and I made it blue. And basically, right now, I can go ahead and I actually drew it down here. So this is the engine. This is the intake side and the exhaust side. So right now, I can adjust 1 and 2 on the intake, and that is 8 thousandths. And I can do 1 and 3 on the exhaust, and that is 12 thousandths. So I have my 8 thousandths and my 12 thousandths ready to go. And then we rotate the crank 360 degrees, and then we can go ahead and do the rest of them. We can do 3 and 4 on intake, and 2 and 4 on exhaust. And same thing, 8 thousandths, 12 thousandths. So, and if you guys have never done that before, I know I did a video on this on my Samurai, but your feeler gauge goes right in between there. You adjust this with a screwdriver, that goes up and down, and then you lock it in with the nut, and you just want a slight bit of drag. I have my 8 thousandths here, and actually we should be doing it to about 7 thousandths since it's cold, but I'm just, for the sake of this, I'm doing 8 thousandths. So I'm going to try not to block the camera. I'm going to stick my feeler gauge in here. It's very loose, so I'm going to tighten it. I have the nut loose right now, so tighten this. Okay, that barely moves. So now we're going to try to hold that as still as we can and tighten the nut. And then we'll go ahead and double check and make sure we can just barely have some drag. I don't know if you can hear it. It might be a little tight, but that's okay, because it should be 7 thousandths. Well, I've got the exhaust manifold off again. Turns out it works better if you put the gasket on first, so I'm gonna do that this time. Alright guys, the exhaust is all the way back on, and I guess my next thing is the fan, which I have sitting right there. Gotta get this pulley on, the water pump, and then the fan, and then that also goes around the alternator, it looks like, so then I can tighten that belt back up. And then get the shroud back on, put the valve cover on, and then all I have left is this side. All I have left. But that's just going to go on in the reverse order that everything came off. So if you missed that, that was part 1. Part 1, the whole video was just getting this left side separated from the head. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on this stuff and try to get it back together. such a pain in the butt. That side should be clean already, but this side I just had to spend a half an hour cleaning for this gasket to go on. And I guess now I just need to spray this side off. Alright, I got that gasket on there ready to go. That side is clean, as clean as I'm going to get it. I sprayed a bunch of brake clean and used a wire brush and all that good stuff. But now the problem I'm dealing with is that guy goes into the bottom, and I'll insert a picture right here of what it looks like. And then I can't remember, you know, on the video when I was taking it apart, it almost looked like there was a degraded O-ring or something, and when you look it up, it says, it literally calls it a magical O-ring, and it says that it doesn't come in any of the kits or anything. Whoop. So I found I have 3 pretty good size O-ring kits, and this one fits right on there. So it's nitrile, and I looked that up and it says it can be used, it does a good job, you know, with coolant. And I also looked up this ultra gray stuff, and it says it can withstand coolant. So I think I'm just gonna put some shmoo on there and then drop this on there and then put it together, and then hopefully it doesn't leak. The internet says if you don't have the exact right magical O-ring and don't use the Toyota part, then you'll have a catastrophic leak and the sun won't rise tomorrow and all kinds of stuff. So I guess we'll find out. That's what it looks like. That's after me cleaning it. Okay, I got 2 nuts holding the lower intake manifold on, and I set up a flat light so you can see. So that's where that goes, and I see red on there, and I got 2 red bolts here. So alright guys, it's about 9:30 at night. Got the lower intake on. I think I have pretty much all the bolts in. Still got that guy, which is, I don't know. Oh, that. We were looking for a gasket for that, but we found it. Sorry about the fan noise. That, and then we've been trying to, I say we, my buddy stopped by for a little bit, but he left. I've been trying to clean all the carbon off of this guy, the throttle body, so that can go back on soon. But yeah, I'm not really recording all this because it's hard to see, for one, underneath what sorry, it's hard to see all the bolts underneath. You can see some on top, but it's all in that first video. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I just cleaned this off. I'm gonna get the upper intake on here soon and plug in all the, you know, fuel injectors and all that good stuff. Alrighty guys, it's 1:30 in the morning, and she is, as far as I can tell, she is 100% back together. I sure hope she's back together correctly. Looks like it is, right? I don't know. Alright, I gotta park my Jeep in here and go to sleep. See you guys mañana. Hey guys, it's 2 days later. I had a trailer job yesterday. Well, I did some more research. I was gonna run the old oil for the first heat cycle, but apparently that's not good. It needs to have this zinc supplement in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil, and yeah, let's get to it. Oh, gonna add some water too. You can see that's already, this radiator isn't even a year old and it's already all nastified from the head gasket repair crap and everything. Don't ever use that stuff unless you absolutely have to like make it home or something. But okay, let's change the oil. Okay, I believe this is a 14 millimeter. Let's see. Come on, baby. Jeez. Ooh. Pretty nasty looking. Kind of milkshakey, not too terrible, but not good at all. I'm glad I'm changing it. Wouldn't want to start it like this. Alright, add the zinc. I'm going to do the whole bottle. It's really weird, it says 96 and newer use the whole bottle, and then it's got like ages on it. And then 97 to 04, a half a bottle, and then 05 and newer, a quarter of a bottle. I may do this break-in by myself because I didn't realize it, but the clock is kind of ticking from the time you put that assembly lube on with the zinc in it until you fire it, and I may have already waited too long. That was, I think we're going on the 5th day right now, and according to ChatGPT, that might be too long. Those first couple seconds when you fire it up is very important. So what I want to do, put a mark. I want to get this set for like, because we're not going to have two people. Ideally, one person would be in there starting it, and I would be out here turning this back and forth. I want to get it close to 5 degrees before top dead center, or at least 0 degrees, so I don't have to worry about that when I start it, and trying to vary the RPMs between 2000 and 2500 for 30 minutes. That's how you break in the flat tappet cam. So I'm just going to put a mark, and then I'm going to transfer that mark to wherever it is on here, and then I'm going to line this up to an gnat's ass, and then I'm going to go 1/8 of an inch because the rotor spins counterclockwise, and I want it to be 5 degrees advanced. 5 degrees, if you do all the math with pi and everything, it ends up being like 1/8 of an inch. So I'm at top dead center. When this is on here with the screw in the cap correctly, that little white mark that I made on the little wire holder, right, just lost that screw, but it hit the ground. Okay, that little white mark right there is where the number 1 post would be if the cap was on. And I have all this movement right here. So looking at it, try to keep it in focus. This spins counterclockwise, so this rotor is going to be coming down. I want about 1/8 of an inch before it's going to make contact with that little deal. So to me, that's about right at the bottom part of this. So 1/8 of an inch would be like right there, or 5 degrees before top dead center. So that's where I'm going to tighten this bolt, and I hope I'm right. Just need it to be close enough to run okay to get through the break-in period. Then I can do the jumper. There's 2 terminals you jump, and then I can put a timing light on. The last thing I feel like doing right now is pulling this valve cover again, but it's been 5 days. I looked back at the video since I put this assembly lube on, and ChatGPT seems to think that's too long to go to still offer protection on the cam lobes. So even though it says it's really good stuff, it's questionable whether or not it would protect it for those first couple seconds of cranking or whatever, which is stupid because it tells you to prime it anyway, you know, with a EFI fuse unplugged and the coil wire pulled. It says to crank it until you see the oil light go off, because you can't, like, you know, you can't prime it with like a drill or anything down the distributor hole on these. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna pull the damn valve cover and reapply that stuff and then put it back together. And then hopefully either tonight or tomorrow we will break it in and be protected. So here we go. Well, even though I bitched and moaned about that, it only took like 5 minutes, so it was well worth it. I'll bring you guys back when it's time to break it in. Okay. I think I'm gonna go for it here. I believe this is the fuse. Let's see, EFI. That should do it. And then it also said to pull the coil plug. I don't know what difference that's gonna make, but I guess it doesn't need to spark while we're cranking it. All right, here goes nothing. It's not gonna start, but I'm gonna go ahead and crank it, and we should see an oil light. Let me see. Oh, it has an oil pressure gauge. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna hook up my jump pack to it because it's not cranking very fast. Okay, praying for some oil pressure. Okay, there it goes. That's something, so that's probably good enough. All right, I'm gonna plug that fuse back in and the coil, and then I'll try to fire this pig. There's my fuse right here. Get out of the way. Okay. There's that. Let's see. The green light's on. Plug the coil in. Okay, here goes nothing, people. Hopefully it fires this time. Oh, shit. There we go. Guess it took a while to get fuel up there. I'm hoping that I don't have a fuel leak. I need to set my timer, so let me do that. We're about 9 minutes into it. And we're still smoking, so that really sucks. I don't know if it's a bad ring or if it's just running rich on one cylinder or what the hell the deal is. But it's still smoking. It's not smoking white like it's a head gasket, but I think it actually smells like it's running rich, like maybe an injector's like stuck open or something. I don't know, but hopefully this cam will get broken and then I can figure that out later. I just hope I don't piss my neighbors off too bad by sitting out here doing this. I hope they're gone right now. Alright guys, it has been 30 minutes. I'm back inside the garage. I just pulled it in. I'm going to shut it down and let it cool completely and pray. that the cam is good. Hey guys, it's the following day and I just took it to the store to warm it up, but it ran pretty good. I think the cam break-in was successful and everything, the head gasket held and the new head and cam and everything are working good. So I'm probably going to end the video now. I'm going to try to figure out why it's running rich. I'm going to relash the valves, do a compression test, look at the plugs, all that kind of stuff. But for what the video was about, I guess we're done with that. So I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully I'll have something cool for you soon. So come back. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye. Okay, here is cylinder number 1. Okay, cylinder 2. Okay, cylinder 3, hopefully this one's quieter. I got the adapter out of that first cylinder that was stuck in there. Okay, cylinder 4. Oh, here's my final numbers on the coffee lid. So, within spec, so that's cool. It's literally balls on 5 degrees before top dead center, and I did that just by eyeballing it yesterday. Check this out.